make you so, you're ugly so. Is your wicked ungodliness that make you so, you're ugly so.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Y'all know who it is. You know the voice. You know the sound. James Bubba Williams, DJ Exclusives in the building. Good morning, everybody. We're going to jump right into it here and get everything started. Bubba's running late this morning. I had to take some pain medicine about 5 o'clock this morning, and it put me out. So please forgive me, but we are here. So let's get this thing started. Good morning, everybody. Right, gonna give everybody a few more minutes to fill on in the room here. So good morning, everybody. Y'all come on in, come on in. That make you ugly so, you're ugly so. Is your wicked ungodliness that there we go. Ugly so. That's the sweet spot. Is your foul uncleanliness that have your people so, say you're ugly so. Is your bad uncleanliness that make you shuffle so, say you're bald so. Hey, look how you're ugly so, ugly so. Look how you're ugly. Yes, we're going to blame it on the FAMU internet this morning. Shout out to the Rattlers in the building.
Hey, man, yeah, it's the summertime, right? Let's get it like a night. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. Yeah. Like it or not, it's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going down.
Rebecca's Laura's in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life is. I live in life with the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. She's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, dreaming, trying to find a meaning of life.
Or why the feds keeps us in stride. I am your DJ Exclusive. Y'all know who I am. I stay dropping them jams.
Good hope, dad jokes, culture, it's politics. What's here right now is the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand and I ended up with the fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. Tuesday to Thursday, you know how we do. Let's go. Like it or not, it's going down.
Good morning again, everybody.
It's going down. Like it or not,
y'all know what time it is.
It's going down.
Let's go.
Like it or not,
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Woo! Good morning, good morning, good morning, child.
Good morning, and welcome to Like It or Not.
Child, you know that oversleep and you just wake up, the head pay like, child, oh my God.
Well, no, like my bonnet be on the corner, and then I'm just like, it just was two braids that the was rolled up in the front because the bonnet didn't save them. Okay, the satin bonnet didn't save the edges, and now they rolled up, and now I'm just waking up like, and I wake up like this. What time is it?
Right. Rebecca.
That's how I wake up. Okay. Just that's my truth. How Ari Lennox said it on Jasmine Sullivan's album. That's just my truth.
That's your truth. That's all right.
But good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
And not care who doesn't like it.
Yes, this morning it's been it's just one of them days. It's just one of them days on this morning, but we made it. All right. We made it. And that's what that old man said. What his name was, the pastor said, I made it. And so we've made it thus far. And I'm glad that we
old man.
and I'm glad that Marvin Sapp, and I'm glad that we've made it thus far. I'm glad that we're here. It's been such a eventful few days. I know we weren't able to be with you on Tuesday. I did have to go into office. It ended up storming, so I made it back home. But yeah, it's been a nice few days, a couple of few days. But I'm glad that we're able to join you guys. I hope that you did get your rest on yesterday.
Right.
You, Bubba, I'm talking to you especially. I know that you said you could use a day of rest, so I hope that you were able to get your rest on yesterday.
No, they worked me. They worked me to the bone, and then had an issue at like 8:00 where all the systems went down. Of course, good old chicken place.
Well, was it storm related? Was it storm
no, it just seems like all of their pay systems. No, y'all heard of Fiserv, which is like a huge payment processor nationwide. Their system failed last night, so we weren't even take mobile orders or any of that. So at one point I had like 100 calls holding and I only had like 10 agents. So yeah, I had to handle that last night. So yeah.
So you had to put your incoming, your inbound calls headset on and take call. Okay.
Hell no.
Oh, so I know how they do.
I got in that chat program and said, hey, we got 100 calls holding. What you want us to do?
Okay. I mean, we can only do so much as those types of things. But I know that before we get the show started, we did start a little late, so I apologize to everybody about that. But I wanted to go ahead and let you knock out your interview. I know that we have the singer and artist Javonte, which you brought on before, and you're bringing him back. So I'll allow you to take the floor from here and have this interview, and I'll be back after. I'm gonna be watching. So go ahead.
Rebecca loved to watch, sit in the background. Yes, like Rebecca said, we do have with us today Javonte Arnold, who hails from, I guess, is the great Florida A&M Mechanical and Agricultural. What is it?
Take me down. Wait, hold on.
University.
Nobody said. I didn't know that you was from Florida A&M University, the #1 HBCU in the nation, sitting on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida.
Yes.
I don't know about #1 now. I don't know about all that.
I didn't know Javonte went to Florida A&M University.
Yes, he went to Florida A&M. It was a mistake, but he went, child, like the rest of y'all.
Wow, Javonte, you know what? That I'm gonna let y'all have this. I'm gonna let y'all have this moment. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all have this moment. But I just wanted to acknowledge a fellow Rattler. I'm sorry, I didn't know. And so you deserve a very, a warm welcome. My fellow Rattler Javonte. I can already know that this is gonna be a bomb interview in your artistry because I remember the interview last time, but I don't recall anybody saying that you were a FAMU Rattler, but the aura is here, and I just wanted to give you the floor, the orange and green carpet, and let you enjoy right here on Like It or Not. Welcome
Thank
again
you.
to Like It or Not.
That vomit carpet. What it is though, Rebecca, that was that one of them times where you were late, so that's what it was. You probably missed part of it.
You was late this morning. Go over there with your interview.
See, you see how petty she is. Y'all welcome to the screen Javonte, who is here to talk about his new project. But before we get started with that, he did bring a video that we will play real quick first. So Josh, roll that video.
A million in the room, you're the only one I see. You're my #1, don't listen to the streets. And don't nobody else got your back like me. Because you came and saved me. You had my back when my world went crazy. So I'ma spit something real to you, baby. And show you why I'm feeling this type of way, yeah. See you my dream come true. I searched around the town and they don't make them like you. So I'ma always stay true. And I'll do anything for you. Cause taking this 3-hour drive, I don't mind. Taking some time just to spend, I don't mind. having some fun with your kids, I don't mind. Spending some time with your friends, I don't mind. I don't mind, I don't mind. I know that you're mine, so I'ma keep blowing all this paper, I don't mind. Wanna travel the world just to spin, I don't mind. And you can be my forever in due time, I don't mind, I don't mind. You and me together, two peas in the pie. Middle fingers to the haters, cause we ride or die. 42 in the back, about to have a good night. Got the gas in the back if you wanna get high. Me and you together, two peas in the pie. Middle fingers to the haters, cause we ride or die. Cruise the city with no time, lift your hands to the sky. As long as your hands are in mine, I don't mind. Check this out, got a thing for you. Mine gonna know what to do. I showed you I am the one for you.
Damn. Man, hold on real quick. Before we get started, I just got to give you your props. And then, Josh, you're going to have to bring in my other system when I do this. You got me, Josh? No, he didn't get me, but that's okay, though. Javonte, welcome again to the show, man.
Thank you.
Amazing damn song. Amazing. The chat is actually going crazy over there, man. How have you been, Javonte? How's everything going?
I've been great. Everything has been, crazy, trying to release this project, trying to get everything done. And I'm trying to get it out to, everyone. So other than that, I've been good, just working, staying down, just staying focused and, trying to, living my purpose.
I hear that, man. And first of all, as well, too, before I keep forgetting, happy belated birthday. Javonte's birthday was on Monday. So, and that's also when you released the project, correct?
That is absolutely correct. I released the project on Monday.
Oh, nice. So tell us about the project, of course. Why is this so important to you? And tell us about the soundtrack. Tell us everything about this project.
All right. So I started writing this project about 2 years ago. It's called Truth and Narrative by Javonte, narrative meaning about a story. So this EP is a combination of stories of experiences that I've been through, people that I'm close to, dealing with things that I've experienced in love and in success. So I just wanted to create a body of work that kind of spoke to, the ups and downs that we go through when we love somebody. And so that is what Truth is about. And it starts off with my first single, No More Mr. Nice Guy, which is like an angry song. But it kind of is foreshadowing. So it's like you see why I got to that point. Why was I so angry in the beginning? And then these songs after that song start to tell the story up into that point. So that's kind of how the album flows. And it's a really good listen. There's something for everybody there. There's slow music, there's fast music, there's ballads, there's up tempo. So yeah, that's a little bit about the EP Truth.
Nice, man. Very proud of you, brother. I've been knowing Javonte, my gosh, for several years, y'all. So I'm so proud of you, man, and I'm so proud that you finally got this out. I know that you've been working hard on this, and to see it finally out, man, it makes me feel good. That warms my heart and my soul, and I just know that you're about to do big things. So listening to the project, what's your favorite track on the album? Like, what's the track that you were just like, you put your heart and soul into?
Well, my favorite track right now, it's always been, but after the project has been done, it still is. It's called My Love.
Okay.
That is just a very dear song of mine. It's just really mellow. It's not a lot of like vocals. It's just really mellow. It's really like a vibe. It's a nice vibe. So I really love that song.
Awesome. That's called My Love, y'all. Okay, My Love. Make sure y'all listen to that one as well, too. Now, how long? I know you said you've been working on this for 2 years. What was your creative process in developing this and creating everything? And how many songs did you write versus how many songs made it to the album?
Oh, wow. My creative process behind this, I honestly didn't really have one at first. I was toying between, I want to make a mixtape, I want to make an EP, I want to make an album. So finally, when I started, finding beats and finding productions that, fit together cohesively to, make a body of work, that's when I started penning the EP. There were about 15 to 16 songs that I wrote for this EP. Only 9 made it. it was a hard process trying to figure out which songs could fit together to make the EP flow. When you listen to a body of work, it's kind of, you want to make sure that one song after the next song after the next song kind of tells the story of the title. So when you see Truth, I feel like each song that I picked in the order that I put them in actually will give you the truth and actually will, convey the message that I'm trying to put out.
Nice. Well, man, tell everybody where they can listen to the album, where they can support you at. I need Instagram, I need Twitters, I need all of that so everybody can follow you. And like I said, also, where can we stream the album and more so buy the album as well, too?
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram at Polo Connoisseur. I did put that there in my name. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, same handle, Instagram, Javonte Arnold, and the EP is on all streaming services from Apple Music to Amazon, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, all over. It's actually everywhere, so you can find it anywhere.
Man, Javonte, bro, it's always good talking to you and seeing your face, man. Don't be no stranger. When you come back to ATL, make sure you look a brother up, man. We got to go run the streets. No, not too much because it's monkeypox and Corona still going on. But we'll stay in the house and we'll drink, okay, and listen to the album, talk about it.
Yeah. So can I add one more thing before I go?
Yes, of course, always.
I just want to say this. I am just so thankful for everyone that supported this project. On the day that it dropped, I don't know what happened, but I got enough streams to make the iTunes charts. So my EP actually did chart it started off at number 194 on the iTunes charts, Apple R&B top 200 albums, and then it rose up to number 188. So I literally have been on a cloud. I don't even know how to feel. I don't even have the words. This is beyond amazing, and I'm just so happy and humble for this opportunity in this time of my life.
Man, awesome. Y'all know what we have to do. Y'all go to Apple Music. Let's stream. Let's do whatever we can. Let's push this album up some more. So I know I am going to run it all the way up. Javonte, again, man, always a pleasure having you. And don't worry, you will be back because I feel real soon that you about to blow the hell up bigger than what it is now, man. So let's make it happen.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
And of course, I got you. Anytime you go do a show, I'm there, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Javonte, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your week, man, and live it up. I love you, brother.
Love y'all too. Have a good one.
You too. All right, y'all. We're going to take a quick break real quick and get ourselves reset. And once we come back, we'll jump into some news, some action, and all the other good stuff here on Like It or Not.
I could really use a change of scenery. Yeah. Everybody smoking all the greenery. Yeah. Close the matches, they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Pills to make the man, but that poison's gonna chew you from the inside out. So right now, say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time to run it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time to run it out.
Good morning, everybody. No, Josh, you don't have to run that again. Good morning, Mama and Daddy. Good morning, my niece Sarah. My niece Sarah is watching me. I just got a phone call from her asking me if I will go to the movies with her tonight. So yes, Sarah, I'll go to the movies with you tonight, okay, baby? Good morning, everybody. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We got more coming up here on Like It or Not. We're going to make this a long break. But before we get back to Rebecca, I've asked so many people, what does LGBTQ stand for? So far, no one has given me a straight answer. DB404, good morning. All right, y'all. Let's jump into some news. Y'all want to come back to the screen. Yeah, Rebecca Azar. You better be jamming over there. Yeah, come on, Hal. It's giving me.
What's it giving?
It's giving me. Let's see. Let's see. I kind of want to say that. You know what? You know who it's giving?
Who's it giving?
Miss Kelly Rowland, baby. That's who
okay. I'll take it.
It's giving Kelly Rowland. Yeah,
because, and it's funny. Growing up a brown skinned girl, particularly at that time, slimmer than what I am now. But growing up a brown skinned girl, and it's funny. I would get like Kelly Rowland. Anybody with a long face and who's brown, it was like they automatically said, "You know who you remind me of?" I'm like, who? It'd be like Kelly Rowland. Anybody with those features. Another person, of course, that they always say is Pam from Martin. Tachina Arnold.
Really?
I get that so often. Like,
okay, I can see it a little bit.
Yeah, I get that so often when people are watching. They're like, "Do you know you look like?" And I'm like, I get that a lot, especially when I'm in my own world. Like when I'm talking to people, when I'm around people I love and stuff. You know, that will come out. My expressions and stuff, they'll be like, you know, especially with a slick back, because I got an egghead, long face egghead. And you know, Pam had that head.
Yes, she did.
They said she had BDPs, but I never once seen it on that show. Her edges were always laid to the gods.
Right.
Always laid. BDPs was always laid.
Did you watch the Martin reunion on HBO?
I never got a chance to watch that.
I mean, BT Plus.
Yeah. And I don't have BT Plus.
Yeah. Oh, dang, I will say you can use my login, but I forgot it's through that other company that should remain nameless. But it's very good. It's really good. It's like it makes you feel sad because Tommy's not there.
Yeah.
But then Tisha Campbell, big head ass, she there, so it's funny. It's pretty good though.
It's actually good to see them both together in their reunion. I actually been rewatching the Martin show, and it's been giving me some feel goods because my anxiety has been on a high lately for the last few months. And so I've been finding alternatives, like, you know, of course, running and stuff. It always helps me. But I've been watching Martin, and Martin, the reruns have been helping me a lot. Like when I feel like I'm getting there and I just don't want to do anything, I'll put it on and I will sometimes start cleaning to it because it'll give me that like boost. And so, yeah, Martin has really been helping me out lately. But I will try and see if I can steal somebody's login and and watch the reunion. Because
right.
I think that I missed that on a really good part of the reunion. And just to know that Martin and Tisha Campbell were on together, it was interesting because, you know, their history and all of that. But that was a big part of my childhood.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't remake it. The only way I would want to see a remake would be through like them, like Gina, Martin, Pam coming back. I know Tommy isn't there, but you know that kind of thing. Cole still looks young.
He does. My gosh, she looks damn good too.
Yes, the actual person who played Cole actually looks really young. But anywho, all that to say, I hope y'all had a good Tuesday and Monday and Sunday and Saturday, Friday too.
And Friday.
Yeah. So I hope that you had a good.
Don't it feel like we've been gone a week? Has it been
gone a week? Kind of, sort of. Tomorrow will make it a week.
Yeah, it will be.
So, well, thank you to Javonte once again for coming onto the show. Congratulations on you charting. Charting is simply, you know, a milestone in itself. So congrats to you. I know last time you were on, and to see the growth, no matter where, how, when, who, what, when, and where, we are proud. And Bubba, I'm so glad that you were able to be the one to have him on platforms where he can have interviews and be in the moment. You know,
absolutely.
We make sure we take care of ours. And so I'm so glad that you were able to bring your friend on and, you know, share his artistry with the world, and for him to feel and bask in his work and where he's come to and where he's come from. So shout out to Javonte, fellow Rattler from the number one HBCU in the nation. Make sure you guys stream the album. I know that I have already gone on to my iTunes and put the album in. We want to make sure we can at least get him a few numbers higher. If we can just get him way higher, that'll be great too. But I really love those moments that we're able to bring people onto the show and just get them, blast their businesses, because in a world full of just popularity and where people think that all numbers matter, they don't. Okay,
the TikTok artists now. Oh my God, because there's so many TikTok artists that are blowing up now just for making a minute and 30-second songs, not even that long.
Seconds. It's people stealing the person that stole "Hey Baby," and remixed it, like almost like something that you would do, Bubba, if as a DJ, merge another beat with the song, and the song, and it does well. But the song's originator actually takes it, remixes your remix, and as a TikTok artist, how are you upset?
Exactly. And because it's not your damn song.
And the artist offered you a place in the video, and you declined and said no, you want more. And that's the audacity, I think, of these TikTok artists. They will take songs. Remember, Can We Talk? I'm like, I love that song, but y'all running it to the ground.
Child. This Gen Z child, they make it seem like the song just came out a couple of days ago.
But for them, it did. And what's funny is, 90s kids and kids who, were babies in the 90s, like actually like maybe like 5 or something, they are trying to, we're holding on to those things, because for us 90s kids, music actually was something that we were able to hold on to. That's why we know Tevin Campbell. That's why we know him not only from being Ashley's boyfriend on the Fresh Prince, but him into who he is now. We know him as an artist, and to the point where we only knew him as an artist. We didn't know he was gay. We just knew, damn, we love Tevin Campbell. We didn't even worry about that whole thing. Like, from that time in the 90s, 80s, all that, we knew him. What happens is we knew Luther. We still knew Patty. We still knew all these people. This new generation is finding, let me listen to this one old school song. Oh, now I listen to this old school song. Let me make it popular on TikTok. And then they want the credit for that. It's like, no, this person charted about 1974 for a minute. Came back and recharted when Mariah Carey remixed that song back in 1993. Recharted. And now you think because you discovered 90s music that was actually a cover from an 80s song, you deserve, because you put it on the Tick and Talk?
Think that because y'all just discovered this, like, oh, I'm gonna run this numbers up. Child, these numbers been ran up on this. Now, we'll say, Rebecca, have you heard that song by Kate Bush, Running Up the Hill?
No, I don't even know who Kate Bush is.
Child, look it up. All I say is look it up. The song is from the 80s, and it charted, I think, maybe back then, but of course it's become popular now because it's like one of the main songs they play in Stranger Things.
I haven't watched Stranger Things either.
Okay, so the song basically is back in the top 5 on the billboards because of the show. When I tell you, since the show has come out and everybody's heard that song, this lady has made $2.3 million.
And that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's a blessing part for artists, and some of them who never charted or never got recognition for their music. They get on TikTok and it's good. But it's the person who put it on TikTok, sometimes who was looking for, I did this for this person. I put this person out the way I did. And some of these artists don't want their songs to be TikTok famous. Of course, they get paid for it, which is beautiful. The value to me of your song being played for 30 seconds and nobody actually listening to it is my problem. They're only listening to that 30-second part of the song. And I didn't know that this was an effect on me when TikTok first came out. because we were going through COVID. And what happened was I heard the portion of the song, baby girl, give me something. I thought that was the only, and then you move and let your parent come in the way, and your brother comes, and then whatever. I thought, and anyways, that's a cover of another song, we know, but I didn't know that was Wiz Khalifa's song.
Yeah, something new. It is Wiz
I
Khalifa and
believed
Ty
the
Dolla
whole
$ign.
time that it was Ty Dolla $ign, and the only part I knew was "Baby girl, give me
Give me
something."
something new. And
And
Rebecca,
if you didn't know, and I know y'all in the comment sections, y'all know y'all didn't see, y'all didn't hear, y'all didn't go check to see if Wiz Khalifa was rapping on that song. You just wanted to whatever they was doing. Okay, that is about it.
and Rebecca, they calling us old in the chat right now, by the way.
Yeah,
But
Ben told me that means that you're getting older, because I told him when I went to I went to the award show on this weekend.
Yes.
The Stellar Awards, which is like literally the award show for gospel music and gospel artists. I got there and I'm like, it was amazing, by the way, beautiful. But I said to myself, I said, Seth, where is the gospel environment? Now you know I'm getting old. So I'm saying that. I said, baby, I go to a lot of, I go to a lot of events. I go to a lot of concerts. I go to I love all types of concerts, but I like for when I go to the concert for it to have that vibe. I know when I'm going to the R&B concerts, you're gonna get a blend, right? You're gonna get the R&B songs that have the gospel vocals, but it could be over a sex track. You know this with R&B. You know this. You know it. It might be about love. It might be about making love. You just don't know what you're gonna get, but that's what you're gonna get with the gospel vocalist. And the background singers are going to give you everything. All of the band members are going to clear the room. They're gonna have their solo at the end of the night. They're gonna say, and give it up for my bass Joey Burns, and then he's gonna have his solo. They're gonna say give it up for Zeke on the drums. He's gonna have his solo. That's when you made it to the end of the night for the show. Right. That's what we're talking about, right? I know I'm gonna get there. I know when I go to an Afro Beats concert, I know that we're gonna get so much culture, so much vibes, a lot of big booty girls. I love to see it. A lot of men in tight outfits. You know what I'm saying? Doing dances that you wouldn't even know they could move in them things. It's going to be a lot of culture. It's going to be a lot of color. It's just going to be just a vibe, a family. That's what it feels like when I go there. And then when I go to, the festival type concerts that have like the rave, but for Black people, just random stuff. You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get some college-y type environment. I know this stuff. You're gonna have bring your own food type stuff. You get it. But when I went to and I haven't been in the church physically in a long time.
Right? So, okay.
Going into this to this event, I'm like, dang. I was glad. I walked in. I got me a drink
at the Stellar Awards. They had wine and the real spirits.
They had the real spirits there. The spirit of the Lord. They had real spirits there. On top of that, having real spirits there, I was searching, you guys, for clothing. So many different dresses for the event, and I have a video we could play at the end of the show. But I was searching for so many different dresses for the event. I said, I'm not buying anything new. I'm trying to save money. So I went into my closet. Everything I have is too sexy. Everything. So, I feel like it was too sexy because I'm going to the church event. And guys, don't get me wrong. Y'all see what type of woman I am. I have a good time, whatever. But I do, I'm not going to show up. I'm the type of girl I ain't going to show up to the office in the shorts I got on right now. I'm not showing up to the office in booty shorts, right? When I go to work. I got to respect the environment. Now, I ain't going to come with like a whole covered up. It's going to be Rebecca, but respectful. When I'm out in the streets, I got on nothing. So I said, when I go to this award show, and it's an award show, I was blessed to be in the room. I want to come in award gear. You got to play the part. So I said, I'm just going to give them boobs. And just that's it. And a split that won't go too high. So I did. I get there. I thought, let me tell you something. The people had everything. I'm like, I was worried about me. I have no issue with that, but it's almost like, I don't know. I feel like when I go to a black event, I'm expecting, sorry, no offense, but black people.
Yeah.
Black, like that's what you expect. So when I go to, like I said, the R&B events, I know I'm going to see the Qs on stage doing some flips before the show. I know that we're going to be doing the butt dance, right? Doing the butt, we're going to do that. And then they're going to start going into like some 90s and early 2000s R&B songs. Like they're gonna start doing that. They will not play SZA. They won't. Like you will never hear none of that at those events, right? I expect that.
Right.
But at this one, I'm like, dang, what's going on? Look, what's going on? I saw Kirk Franklin. I seen them all. They were up front, and it's almost like nobody. A lot of the things that we used to really put work into, it's like now you don't put work into it anymore. It's like the gowns and stuff, like the BET Awards, you don't see that anymore. The gowns and stuff, we've lost that. I know that it was a certain time, and I know the new kids are like, we don't need to do that anymore. We don't, but that was a part of like when we used to watch the BET Awards and the red carpet. I couldn't wait to see the gowns. When we used to have like the MTV Awards, I could not wait to see the gowns. I couldn't wait to see what people were gonna wear. It was just nice to see excellence in that way. Man, this one was like there was church mothers with the church 45 shoes, but it wasn't hitting the same. Some of the gospel
Jesus 45.
Some of the gospel artists were wearing like Yeezy clothing with the holes in them.
Wow.
Yeah. Balenciaga, just a t-shirt that says Balenciaga. Yeah. I think the only person that really gave us something was Molly Music. He had on a half and half suit. One side was like green. It was giving me Prince. I liked it.
Nice. Okay.
Gospel music. It was like one half was like Prince, and then the other half was all white. It was nice, but just to see a lot of the people not give it what it used to give back in the day. I don't know. I feel like so many things are changing, and that does mean I'm getting old because I think that's what our parents felt like too. But then again, my mom actually liked some of the developments, the new things, the changes, but I feel like some changes are being so pressed upon different communities. And I like them though. I seen a lot of LGBTQIA plus community in there, which was great. They were
great. Okay.
I mean, they were in there. Okay. They came, baby. They came. Okay. And they were actually more suited and booted than the regular audience, and so I don't know. It was very interesting. Like I like that. I like that about it. And then even some of the artists, were singing at the event. But then it was just like, where's like a royalty? Like we coming in jeans and all this. Like I wanted to come. People thought that I was an artist of the night because I was so dressed to the nines. They literally were stopping me and thought that I too was an artist of the night. And I'm like, no, I'm not. They tried to walk me down to the front where Jonathan McReynolds was sitting. I said, no.
Really?
Yes. And I'm like, I don't think that's my seat. I think that's 3 rows behind this one.
Yeah,
I'm right there. But I did sit in that audience, but just not front 5 rows.
Right.
So but yeah, it was nice to see. But there's so many things that I feel like are changing, and it's like becoming so quick that we're not able to really enjoy the time at these events or whatever, because they needed to get viral clips. They need to do this, they need to do that, and all these other things. And I'm like, man, one guy got out there and threw some shade. Like he said, I remember being in my dorm room and listening to the song Something About the Name Jesus. And then Kirk Franklin was looking like, well, I'm past that. I ain't that man no more. He said, but that was the one song that got me through. Amen. Thank you for this award, everybody. Thank you for this award, everybody. I said, oh God. But anywho, that's my run of the mouth about my weekend. I'll send the video so we can play it towards the end of the show.
Most definitely make sure you do.
Yeah. So we can play it towards the end of the show. Y'all got to see it, or you can pull it from me, Bubba, off my Instagram and then drop it in the link. I'm gonna get ready to tease this story or get into this story. You guys, yesterday, Congress members were detained by Capitol Police. 17 members of Congress were arrested at an abortion rights demonstration, and that was only 17 members because so many more people were arrested. So let me see here. One moment. A Tuesday abortion rights demonstration that was yesterday at the Supreme Court resulted in the arrest of 35, and I believe that number has gone up, but 35 people, including 17 members of Congress, according to a statement released by the U.S. Capitol Police. Now, I'll pause right there. I did see the message posted by the Capitol Police. Originally, someone said that, it's a few members of Congress, and then put out a number that was below 17. Congress came in and corrected and said, correction, 17. We got 17 of them. No, Supreme Court said that we got 17 of them. We got to make sure we get. Capitol Police said we got 17 of them. I know y'all putting these numbers out, but we got 17.
17.
Get it right. We took a lot of them down. So try it if you want to. That's almost like how their statement came out. But the protest is the latest of several staged around the nation's capital since June, when Supreme Court justices overturned Roe versus Wade, decades-old ruling establishing a constitutional right to abortion. Capitol Police arrested demonstrators for blocking traffic on 1st Street Northeast in Washington after giving our standard 3 warnings, according to the statement. The Supreme Court is located on 1st Street. Cori Bush, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and Ayanna Pressley were amongst those who were arrested. Capitol Police did not provide the names of those who were arrested. Well, pause. Josh, you have it in red. Are those the ones who were amongst those who were arrested? Just to be clear, because I don't want to be giving misinformation. But yes. So they're the ones in the video that were being arrested. I just wanted to be clear. So Capitol Police did not provide the names of the others who were arrested. And when asked for a comment, Capitol Police referred USA Today to its original statement, which was posted on Twitter. And so that's where it is for us. These people were arrested. I know Cori Bush, she did post up a statement for herself. Alexandria Ocasio was was one of the viral clips that went circulating around social media yesterday, getting arrested. But it's interesting that Capitol Police showed up in full force as these people were blocking, not as much as the amount of people who were blocking on January 6th.
Come on, somebody.
There were not enough handcuffs. Okay, where was the protection on January 6th? Why they allow that rally to happen even before they stormed in? It was very organized. An organized rally turned domestic terrorist attack at the Capitol.
Talk about it.
But they're all pulling up here while these women are demonstrating. They're protesting for their rights and for the rights of other women and pregnant persons. Like, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. We have to juxtapose it to January 6th, and I will always juxtapose it to January 6th, only because the Capitol Police put out a statement. Do you remember anything that the Capitol Police said, aside from the ones that were speaking out against what happened? Do you remember anything coming out for the Capitol Police that instant after January 6th?
Nothing at all. Excuse me. I guess they supposed to be making a statement this time because they were there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, y'all ain't gonna catch us off guard this time." Yeah, no, it's not the same. We are not the same.
We are not the same. And so here we are watching this in real time. People, we see this often, right? At protests, at demonstrations, at rallies that are pro people, I should say, and our rights, and not hate. Okay, people that are working in Congress are fighting for us. So many women before these women fought for Roe versus Wade, and now to come to a place today where Roe versus Wade is overturned, and they're having to go back to the place that the people who came before them and fight, willing to risk their lives, their respect, their arrest records, willing to risk those things as our representatives. And this is what we want to see, right? And for those of them who aren't out there fighting, it may not be your place to do that. It may not be your way, but people who are using their platforms to speak on it, I love to see that. But for me to see Capitol Police presence go harder on this particular moment, at this particular time, and see that they could have done this on January 6th, Mad white people was up there on January 6th.
Mad white people.
Mad white folks in the name of Donald Trump, in the name of hate. They blamed it on Black Lives Matter. And this is all because of the made up accusation that Donald Trump won the elections. The anger. Here we're looking at something more peaceful. Peaceful women fighting for our rights and being led away in handcuffs. They'll strip it too. They'll strip you, make sure you are seen, make sure you are seen as problematic. I'll never forget when Park Cannon was dragged away by Governor Kemp's people when she wanted to look him in his face when he was signing a ruling that took away the rights of Black voters in Georgia. And they drug her away. They drug her away in handcuffs. They like to strip the people, the representatives. They will strip them. But I've seen Marjorie Taylor Greene threaten with conspiracy theories placed on social media. So many detrimental ideas. Praise murderers. Not only her, we have what's the girl's name? The brunette.
Boebert.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say it.
Lauren Boebert, whatever. Her as well, who will sit there and discuss guns and everything. Didn't have a comedy stand-up about the world and what it is, January 6th, and all the stuff as a joke. These people are still walking freely. And they were a part of what happened on January 6th. But their treatment isn't the same, baby.
Talk about it.
Their treatment is not the same and probably will never be the same.
Right.
This is what these are our bigger discussions here. And this is what we need to start or this is what we need to continue to fight for. This is what we need to continue to point out. There is always going to be there's always going to be a disproportionate way that women of color who are representatives are treated. And we see that always. We're going to see that females or women are treated terribly in these positions. They're treated terribly in these positions. And that's all women. And to be a woman of color in this position, you gonna get drugged by your hair, by your arms, by handcuffs. But Lauren Boebert, Kristen Sinema, who is a Democrat, by the way, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, all these counterparts get to do the very same things. And nothing really happens to those.
Nothing at all.
In this moment, I would love to see where Kamala Harris and what she's saying about the people that she represents, because those same people that are getting arrested were the ones that were like, rooting for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
To get the seat. Rightfully so, because it's them seeing themselves potentially in that place in the future.
Right.
But Kamala Harris hasn't shown up.
She's too busy looking at stars.
Kamala Harris hasn't shown up, and the stars were a beautiful thing. I love the whole stars thing.
I love them too. Me too. But
after the stars, baby,
there's still a lot more work to be done. You need to get your head out them clouds, girl, and get your head back on these in these books and laws and all this other good stuff. Because
we don't see her unless it's moments and times where it's like you randomly show up. You showed up for the Asians. They needed you. They needed protection. You showed up.
Right.
You showed up when I ain't got nothing.
That's all she showed up for. She'll show up with Joe and sit by his side, but I'm just like, girl, where you been? It's just like, oh, Kamala's here. And I think Joe Biden feel the same way sometimes too. He be signing something, you look like, oh, Kamala, hey.
Girl, there you go. Where you been at? I've been signing papers, girl. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, girl, I'm just signing papers. I don't know what I'm signing. I'm just, I'm just.
I don't even know at this point, baby. I got about 2 more years on this thing. You ready?
Right.
You ready for
two more? You got 2 more left? Okay, cool.
I got about 2 more years on this thing.
Cool.
Now, but yes, you're right. Tyler, you are so right. She said to those, and I'm trying to remember where it was. Was it Guatemala? I don't remember. She said to them in front of their face, do not come. Do not come. For those of you guys thinking about coming to America illegally, do not come. Because she got a problem with her neck.
Going to hell.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe she was like talking to the porn stars or something. Do not come.
Ew.
Do not come.
She told them people in their face, you can't come to America. You don't deserve. And if you do, we got something for that ass. Like, how you gonna go to another country? Talk about how diverse you are. Talk about how much you want to help that country. But then tell them the one thing about it. You can't. You can't make it.
Somebody just said it and they got it right. She's literally the diversity and inclusion hire. Industrial law. She
is. No, she is the diversity and inclusion. And I hate to say that, but we haven't. And I really expected her to do at least something for the Black community.
Yeah, something.
Find where I just don't know where it's at because I just don't know. Is it in? I really don't. I can't find it.
You just picked it up. Remember the Vaseline jar? They put the African American people on there. That was what Kamala did.
And this is the Vaseline healing jelly with the cocoa butter. 15 years of this Black folks could use, and this is the one with the brown label.
Oh, wait. I got it in mine in the other room. I ain't about to run get it because it's too far away.
But no, I can't find what she did. I say all this to say, your soldiers are on the front line, baby.
Yeah.
Your soldiers are on the front line. You didn't see how Donald Trump's soldiers came in on full force at the Capitol.
Child.
And he made sure some of them didn't have any jail time. Okay?
And look at it now. All this stuff coming out. It's still shit coming out about the whole January 6th thing. It's so much stuff coming out. It's just like, this is overwhelming. It's like.
It's a lot. And protect the women who are fighting for us at all costs, at all causes. Everybody who's telling the stories, everybody who's on the front lines, everybody who's having the audacity to look at it from a different point of view, everybody who has the audacity to challenge the people who are thinking that because Roe versus Wade was overturned, they're challenging other representatives and they're saying, you better not touch same-sex marriage and you better not touch different race marriages. You better not touch nothing because we fought for that. And we're telling you, we're putting you on notice while we're fighting for Roe versus Wade.
Yeah. And speaking of which, they did pass that late last night.
I seen it.
Yeah. You saw that as well, too. Yeah. I forgot which bill it was. So
where they're protecting. Yeah, they're going to protect same-sex marriage, which was actually proposed by many Republican leaders to eradicate the protection for same-sex marriage, saying that I know there is a viral clip of Ted Cruz saying that it was a mistake at one point to allow same-sex relationships and same-sex marriage in the United States. So now there is a protection order for that was passed on somewhere yesterday at some point to make sure that that's protected under law so that it's not hit while people are focused on Roe versus Wade, because you know what it is. We'll be looking this way, trying to protect things over here, and they're doing stuff on this side of the world. On this side, they're hurrying up, trying to put things together while we're so focused over here. And that's what they do. They want to get us to be overwhelmed, and it is overwhelming. And I know for our leaders who have so many things to focus on. And but I know with the strength of who we see in those videos getting arrested, like I really rock with Corey Bush. I really do.
Absolutely.
And so you know, Ilhan Omar, like they've been through some things. So I'm rocking with them. Listen, we got another story before we get out of here. I know we are running behind, but we're gonna make sure we cover as much as we can.
And apologies again. Like it was Tylenol PM that I had to take at 5 o'clock. So when I tell you I slept through that alarm, I woke up. I just knew I'm like, okay, I got time. So the alarm been going off for 45 minutes at this point, and I'm just like, it stopped. Huh?
You
yeah. I ain't even talk about my dream from this morning last night. Just know it was just one of those. I was just like, oh, okay.
Well, you were flying on a leaf in a pink sky, and it took you.
I would have rather had that than the dream that I had.
Oh, you had a scary dream?
It wasn't scary. It was just freaky.
Oh. It was that Tylenol PM, baby.
It was that Tylenol PM, child. I think somebody drugged me last night, and I ain't even had nobody here.
The spirits. The spirit child. Okay, so I know that if you, well, before we get to this next story, listen, for those of you guys who are watching, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I want to see these numbers getting higher. Okay.
Yeah, most definitely.
We're at a good. This is only on YouTube. I know that we're also streaming in other areas. So thank you for everyone who's watching on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, Facebook. Thank you for everybody who is currently watching right now. I really appreciate it. Twitter, I really appreciate each and every one of you. I need you guys to make sure you are sharing our content for the summer. We got to make sure we get these numbers up. And also, for those of you who don't know, we're doing this for the Frizzle free. So patreon.com/like it or not, patreon.com/like it or not. So you can become a patron, give whatever you want to give, however you want to give. And if you want to give instantly, make sure that it reaches us. We could do Cash App at Becca's Voice and DJ X3C. That's Becca's Voice and DJ X3C, because again, we're doing this for free, but we want to be here with you, rocking with you every day, giving you a summer edition of Like It or Not. And I hope that thus far you've been having a great time, laughing, enjoying. Bubba had his I can't say Lil. Bubba had his interview on this morning. I remember the first interview. I remember the first time you had your interview, Bubba.
Me too. You
that white. I said, look, I'm like, oh, the little baby came with his little white suit, and you suffered that day.
I did.
You were sweating.
Like
you
did
such a great job. You did such a great job. But yes, so yep. More exclusive interviews from Bubba. So Bubba is being more talkative and he is taking the lead. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that. But so make sure that you guys are liking, sharing, and
don't forget, Friday we do have a patron party Friday, and we're going to do ballots. It is the ballot night, so come for the feels, the vibes, and come to discuss why the songs made you feel the way that you do. So we're doing power ballots.
Ballots. I'm like, y'all voting on Friday? No, ballads. Okay.
Ballads.
I got it. That country accent. Now, this viral video, I know all of you guys have watched it.
Right.
Or if you haven't watched it, you've heard about it, because this made mainstream media. Sesame Place to undergo bias training after racist incident goes viral. Okay. Josh, do we have any of the videos from that day? Well, not from that day, from the Sesame Street incident. I know we have clips, but do we have videos with audio? Okay, perfect. Now, before I get into the story, I want you guys to take a look at a couple of these videos from Sesame Place, and that's, we know Sesame Street, Big Bird, and all them other ones, Cookie Monster, and you know what I'm saying, Elmo, and the long nose characters. You know, it's the woolly mammoth looking thing.
Snuffleupagus.
You know, all of those things, right?
Who was an imaginary friend of Big Bird? It's crazy. But
so
yeah, go ahead.
Imaginary?
Yeah, it came out that he was Big Bird's imaginary friend, and that nobody else could really see him at one point. I don't know if they changed that, but yeah.
Kind of crushed me. A Sesame Street person, but anyways, before we get there, Sesame Street is actually, or Sesame Place is actually under fire because how they treat, allegedly, children of color. But let's leave that up to you. Let's take a look at these clips.
I'm not certain what would possess somebody to push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable.
What the hell?
Okay. So as you can see in these clips, you'll see mostly some white children getting love and the black children who are reaching out for love from the characters that they love so much from Sesame Street. They're getting rejected. They're getting rejected. The instant or the initial viral video was of a child, which we'll see come up here, of a child who was actually waiting for her chance, her right here, her opportunity. And the character looks at them, says no to the kids, and almost like waves over their head and says, like, not y'all, and walks away. This particular video was the one that started the conversation. Many other people started to post their instance with these Sesame characters at Sesame Place with their black kids. And this is not the first time I've seen this, though. This conversation was actually something that was trending on Twitter just a year ago. And so now we're here and we're looking at this finally take its life of its own, as other parents have joined threads on social media platforms and pointing out their child was a victim of racism at Sesame Place. Sesame Place has since put out, I think, an initial let me see, there was two that they put out statement, and I'm trying to find them. Hold on one second here. They put out two initial statements, and in one of the statements, they kind of said, we don't tolerate that. That was the first statement. We don't tolerate. We've seen the video and we don't tolerate that. We don't even have that. That's not what happened. Basically, is what they said in the initial statement. They posted on Instagram. The next one they put out after more videos of parents started dropping, they stated, you know what? We're going to investigate. In the third statement they put out, they said, now that we're investigating, we are now going to we're going to take a day off and we're going to train. We're going to train our employees on how not to be racist. We remember the same instance when it happened at Starbucks, when Starbucks shut down for the day for diversity and inclusion training for 24 hours. All Starbucks shut down so they can train their employees on how not to be racist. So many people raved about that moment, something being a step in the right direction. And for me, I said it gave nothing.
What y'all think y'all can do in 24 hours? And then they ain't gonna be 24 hours. It's gonna be 8 at the most. What can you teach in 8 hours besides telling somebody you can't do that and you have to do it like this, and then giving verbiage? That's all that you're gonna do in 8 hours. It's just not a lot that you're gonna train on diversity and inclusion and bias training in 8 hours. Come on, y'all. That makes no sense.
It's not much at all. So Sesame Workshop, the nonprofit that runs Sesame Street, said it will conduct its bias training and a thorough review of the ways in which they engage families and guests at Sesame Place after the video of potential racist bias incident went viral online. And while I'm reading this, I want you guys in the chat, if you believe that you saw racism, let us know in the chat. And in the video posted to Twitter, two young black girls at Sesame Place in Philadelphia waved excitedly. We saw that and held out their arms as a performer dressed in a Rosita costume approached. The Rosita high fives the girls, the park goers, as she walked down the line. Not the black girls, but other little girls that were in the front. And before appearing to shake her head and wave off the two girls. If y'all are not seeing what I'm seeing, I seen the shake of the head. I seen the shake of the head that said no. And the on top of their head was like Ooh, not y'all. The theme park actor seemed to only want to interact with white children and adults. This is not the first time, of course, as I stated, this incident has happened. So I, as a mama who's not a mama, wouldn't take my kids over there.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, in South Florida, all they do is put the people in the Mickey Mouse costume, the Minnie Mouse costume, Big Bird, all that, and then they start playing, the bing, and then they start bopping down, they start Wu-Tanging, and the kids love it. They be booty popping and stuff like that, and the kids love it.
You talking about the bootleg Mickey and Minnie and Elsa? Girl, that's a hot mess.
Let me drop the link because y'all think it's a joke. See, while your kids over there having a terrible time because they got rejected by their lovely, who they thought were their childhood friends, who they thought were their best friends from Sesame Place. They meet them, and what happens? They get rejected. So now your kids are experiencing trauma from rejection from their favorite character. Yep. And boom, you're having to pick up the pieces. And Sesame Place said they rejected the notion that there was any wrongdoing to your child. How did that make you feel? How would that make you feel as a parent? Now you're having to explain to your child what happened. Some people don't want to break their children's heart, so they're having to lie to their child.
Yep.
So
and that it hurt, it scars them. Here it is as a child. You just all just like, I'm excited, yay, to see my favorite Sesame teacher, yay. And then they just overstep you and overlook you like you nothing. That scars children a lot.
Okay, so pull up the link that I just put up there. You may not play the audio, keep it on mute. Josh, let me know when you have it ready. But I want you guys to,
I'm about to say, Rebecca is the B. If it's that music, then child, they ain't gonna ban us on YouTube for that. Okay, then
you can play it. It might be that. I don't know. I don't even know. But we might can play it for a second. If it's something that we know, hurry up and cut it off. But yes,
right.
This is one. Josh, let me know when you're ready with that. But this is what we're talking about now. To be honest and to be serious, I think that this is traumatizing for children. And I think that we have so many moments where we allow these businesses and for some reason to make excuses for the characters. We can't see who's underneath the mask. We can't see that. So they wanted to protect their characters, not understanding that these families wanted to protect their children.
Yeah.
My child shouldn't be rejected. What was the reason that my child was overlooked? They gave no reasoning. And now the different videos are under investigation. They're not going to fire the people who play the characters, but they're just going to put them in diversity and training. They're going to put them in like how not to be racist.
Basically.
Training. When racism is down in your heart, and I can assure you, this is my assumption, and I could be 100% wrong. If the characters underneath were black, right? If they were black, they would have said, but our characters, the people who play them, I can assure you, are black. They would have used that.
They would have.
Okay.
They definitely would have.
So Rosita, first of all, Rosita should not even be underneath there as a white person anyway. Rosita should not. Now, this is where your children, now see y'all booking Sesame Place, are going over there. Go ahead, Josh, drop it. This is where the kids could have fun at. Growing up, this is what we had.
All right now.
That's Dora. That's Minnie. That's Minnie.
Minnie looks so.
Okay. This is the panda. The panda left. The
panda.
Hey,
get it.
Y'all see Mickey in the background?
Now, Hello Kitty.
Get it, panda. You gotta go ahead now.
Hey. You see SpongeBob?
We get SpongeBob.
I don't even see SpongeBob's face. It was very strange. I couldn't even see. It's Dora for me. Dora hair. It wasn't giving anything. These characters were all underweight, but the kids were enjoying it.
Underweight, right?
I don't know, because you know they not the babies be full. You know the little characters be nice and full. These kids, the characters let.
Look at Minnie.
So y'all over there at Sesame Place, y'all could be on in the just hire some people, put them in the outfits and enjoy.
Oh man.
Enjoy.
But I can tell you who won't have this problem. See, Disney World doesn't have this problem because just about majority of their characters is gay anyway. Black and gay. Child, look, when I worked at Disney World, all I remember is my first day going under the tunnels. Everybody knows the tunnels at Magic Kingdom. This is like a link. The park is full of tunnels that leads you to different lands, areas, everything that you get to underground. Mm-hmm. All I remember is Mickey Mouse taking his head off, and it wasn't a man, it was a girl. And then Prince Charming kissing Aladdin underground. And so it was just like, it was culture shock. I was just like, oh.
This was happening at Disney World?
Oh, yeah, child. This is behind the scenes in the underground in the tunnels. Yeah, underground. Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but that's crazy.
It's crazy. So like, and once they get on what they call on stage, then you would not be able to tell that all these people are different. You go in there with the perception of it's the same Mickey Mouse, it's the same Minnie, everybody's the same person. No.
Because they don't know. Child. It's just different people who are in
different people. Everyone, Mickey Mouse can be a man or a girl, Minnie man or a girl. Just only ones cool. That you know is real are the ones that are like the actual face characters, like Aladdin, Jasmine, and all of them. But everybody else under those costumes, no. Yeah, and then cool. If you have an accident, let's say you throw up in the costume in the head because it's so hot or heat stroke or anything, you have to still stay in character. You cannot break character at all. And then once the handler comes out, they'll take you back. But learn so many different things about Disney. I worked at the Jungle Cruise. I was the skipper on the Jungle Cruise doing the corny ass jokes.
That's why you do them on the show. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it takes you back to skipper. So you've lived many lives yourself.
I have. Child, yes, I worked at Disney World. I do everything. When I tell you I'm just a jack of all trades, I can do everything. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's beautiful. I love that for you. I love it for you. Yeah. Speaking of living so many different lives, I logged into LinkedIn on yesterday because I think it's about time for me to just move on. But I logged into LinkedIn, and so I get on LinkedIn, and I'm like, oh my God, did I write that? Oh,
right.
That's not even a real job. I seen the picture. So originally, the person who took our photos, Raphael, shout out to Raphael. When I had this was when me and Ben left Like It or Not edition 1, the original edition, and we went to go do our own thing, and we did a photo shoot. I had just got my braces. I had a big gap in the middle, and it was just, I don't know what outfit I had chose. It was just not giving a thing. And I cropped the picture to fit on LinkedIn. It was terrible. Mm-hmm. This was over 5 years ago. And I was still finishing up my grad, or when that picture was there, and I had tried to update, but I never went back. But I was just finishing up my grad program when I had put in looking for a job on LinkedIn and stuff. Y'all, I said, I had on there that I worked. I don't know. I was working at a waxing salon, and she had me doing social media coordination. And that was while I was working as a grad student. And while I was doing that, I was busting my behind. The truth is, y'all, I was cleaning bathrooms longer than I was doing the social media coordinator position. I also did front desk. I also walked the people back into the massage rooms. I also threw the trash out. And I said waxing salon. So I saw a lot of women coming in and out of that place. Yeah, it was crazy. And let me tell you, it was God, y'all, because I was going to, because I didn't do that kind of work. It was slavery for me. So when I first got it, I was not getting hired anywhere, but I was a grad student, so I couldn't work full-time jobs like like I couldn't do it. I had to do school too. So I was gonna quit. I told my girlfriends, this lady told me to clean the bathroom. And I don't clean bathrooms.
Like you
But
want me to clean the bathroom?
I had to put my pride to the side and clean that bathroom because I wasn't getting any job opportunities that was going to be the same time to allow me to go to school.
Oh, yeah.
So I went back, I cleaned the bathrooms, but on my LinkedIn I had put in that I am I work this job. I'm a social media coordinator. I work, I put together this and that and that and that. Then I worked for something called Fashion SOS. I can't remember working for this place. It was probably when I was living in New York and I was just working all these jobs here and there and there and there and here. And I did their social media page. I remember working for a place called Imagination Boutique in New York, and I got fired. I put that on my resume that I worked there, but I got fired from that job because I told them, man, the way that you're running your website is not right, and you're not being honest. And I got fired. And he was overpricing everything. He was Fashion Nova before Fashion Nova was Fashion Nova. He had all these clothes that everybody wanted, and he overpriced it. I watched the boxes come in. And the boxes were coming in with the prices on them. I said, okay, now he's tagging this for a way different amount. I get that you got a profit, but I didn't like what he was doing. So I told him, you're not being honest. He was like, you know what, you're gonna do what I want to do or not, or you're not gonna make it in this business. I didn't make it past that 24 hours. I never came back. I also saw that I was working for, I can say it, Coca-Cola at the time. And I was putting that I don't know what position that I labeled it to be, but I really was just picking up the phones for people saying my can of soda blew up in the car. I'm suing. But I put that I was something really big on there. I ended up leaving that job to go to school, but it was so many different things on there. And I said, wow, I went through so much in my life. And then I had when I worked for Universal for the show Blood, Sweat, and Heels for Bravo. And I remember I worked at NBC at 30 Rock, actually where Jimmy Fallon was. But listen to this. I used to clean up after the audience.
Really?
Yeah. I used to clean up after the audience. Y'all, I lived so many different. I worked and I saw all of these things on there. Yes. And I seen all these things on there. When I worked for the Bravo, I was on the show. I actually was featured in, because when you live in New York, you got to do things. I was featured in Vogue. Was it? No, I can't say it was Vogue. It was some magazine I was featured in because I was actually styling at the time. I second at the Gap as a stylist at the flagship store. I worked in the men's department and I styled men. You know, in New York, people are on the go. They will come into the store and be like, can you dress me? Because I'm going to an event. So I was a stylist at the Gap for the men's department. And I ended up throwing a fashion show with some of my other associates for their new lines that were coming out. And I got paid pennies to a dollar. I got cussed out by a lot of people at that job. Yeah. And while I was doing that, I was working for the Bravo and styling the person that I was working for on the show, who ended up one time I did, and this is I'm saying this, I'm going to get to the point, but I went on a run for this lady on the show. Like, she had so many celebrity friends, y'all. She lived in this, I'll never forget it, in her apartment complex. Don Lemon lived there.
Wow.
That woman who I'm forgetting her, Joy Reid, she lived there. It was so many other people that lived there. It wasn't Joy Reid. I forgot her name, but she used to be on BET, Short Haircut, and she did the news. She lived there. And it was so many other people that lived there. I would see them every day as me, who would be the assistant of the woman that was, and she was a journalist. I won't say her name, but she was on that show, Blood, Sweat, and Heels. And then also there was a girl who was my age, and she was her makeup artist. And we would get beat down verbally from this particular woman. And it's almost as if she felt like she needed to do that for me. She hired me on and told me, I'll pay you. You're an HBCU grad, you all this kind of stuff. She told me. And listen to me, guys. The way that she treated me was trash, but I held on because I'm like, dang, this woman is rich and she's black and she's like all of this and that. It was so much that I was looking up to her for, and I was willing to get hazed essentially for that place. We used to go out, and the fact that she saw me in the magazine, she didn't like. The fact that I was at the event, she's like, what were you doing? You were fraternizing. You weren't, working for me. She cussed me out on camera, and I looked at the camera and I said, y'all better not put that in nowhere. She's like, it's my, you're working for me on my show. She made me go on a run to go get all of her clothing for her. I bring all, and she's going last minute on a trip. You know how they do the trips on these shows. On the trip with the girls. I grab everything. I run back, y'all. This was in an hour. I grab everything, run back to her, come back to her room. The camera people are already there. She threw a hat at me that I purchased for her. She threw the bathing suit. She threw the cover up. She threw everything at my feet and said, what is this? And I said, she did that to me. Like, I was like, the camera people were like, calm down. I said, no, you know what? So you can get out of my face and go. I got on the elevator. One of the producers followed me and said that was uncalled for. And they opted not to put that on air because the way that she belittled me that day.
Wow.
And then she told me, she sent me a cease and desist. She never paid me, sent me a cease and desist. There's the same woman that made me take off my lipstick, my red lipstick, because at an event that she was throwing, she wore red lipstick. And she told me, don't wear the red lipstick.
Right.
I got stopped by a man while I was walking with her. And this is where it came to fruition for me. I got stopped by a man when I was walking with her, shopping for stuff for her apartment. And she taught me how to say the word chic. My Haitian behind did not know when I was reading a label that it said chic and not chick. She taught me how to say that. I'll say that. She embarrassed me when she taught me. But I'll never forget it. And this guy stopped me and he says, I don't know. I don't mean to stop you like this, but you are beautiful, gay man. Never forget it. On the middle of the street when I was feeling down about myself and I was walking behind her like a little puppy. You are beautiful. The way you got your hair set up, the way your outfits look, say you look good. Like, I just want to stop you. I don't even know who you are. And then she looked like, I'm about to say her name. Well, I'm such and such. And he was like, okay, but you look good, mama. I was like, thank you.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
It sounds like you was living it like literally Devil Wears Prada.
I
like
was that. Yeah, I was living in New York City at the time as well,
Jesus
y'all.
Christ.
Y'all. And so I say all this to say I lived so many different lives in my life. I wanted to be in fashion at one point. I worked the fashion week in New York before. I did a lot of stuff. And for this woman that I really thought I had an opportunity here, she broke me down, and she was a journalist. She was a fashion journalist. I actually wrote one of the articles for her. I put together her whole event for her, got no credit, but ended up being in a magazine. I go out with her where she wanted me to be her puppy dog. I ended up getting treated like I was on the front row of everything. She had me in the middle of the store, and she's like, oh, I don't know who's gonna help me take the stuff out. A taxi cab said, if me gives me her number, then I'm going to take your stuff for free. This is the stuff I'm like, I'm thinking I'm going to get perks working for you. You're getting perks while I'm working for you. Right. And then she ended up firing me, gave me a cease and desist. I ended up being who I am as a person. Went to go find her and actually saw that somebody I knew was working for her and had the same testimony. The makeup girl had the same testimony and said the same thing about this person, to the point where even on the show, this person was actually taken to jail for her inappropriate actions physically to a castmate. So woo! I say, oh yes, 10 years later, child. I say all this to say, I went to go Google her the other day. I said, girl, I have moved on to places where you told me I would never be. But I've been a person in fashion. I've worked low-end jobs where they pay you scraps. I was getting paid $6.75 at that waxing salon in the year 2015. And so, and that was for me to get through grad school.
To deal with people's waxy pubic hairs or pubic hairs wrapped up. Child, $6
every time, baby. But to see that we've all lived all of these lives and to be this age, and I say all this to say we're at the end of the show. You guys can live as many lives as you want. A lot of the people that hurt you back in the day at these particular jobs, when I saw my whole history on my LinkedIn, I said, wow, I get to delete these because I've actually been somewhere, because I stuck it through in those times. I was so depressed looking at, when I'm remembering those times when I worked those jobs and I didn't know that I was going to be somewhere. I don't know where I was going to be. I didn't know that a lot of the things that I spoke and put in my journal would happen in my life. I didn't know. I was sleeping on a bed on the floor with no furniture in my first apartment here, no clothes in my closet that I went to go to the thrift store to fill up the clothes in my closet. So we've all got stories. We've all lived different lives, even when we're in our best, when we can be struggling in any different way. If you hold on just long enough in that time, you're going to get to a place where you look back at that time when you were struggling and be like, damn, I made it through that. I know we don't like to go through things that don't kill us and make us stronger. I hate it too. But when I look back, I'm like, dang, I could have really let myself go at that time. I don't even remember when I kept going. Sometimes you don't even know. You just do that little thing and then you just keep going. And I was able to get myself out of a rut and just I don't know. So you guys can live as many lives as you want, how many times you can start over, who you want to be in the next life, whatever. Don't let anybody tell you any different.
Right.
Posted a video of what's his name? The actor Sidney Poitier, I think it was. Is it not the one that's a comedian? Everybody loves him. It's not Sidney. He's not a comedian, is he? No, Sydney's not. He's the Bahamian guy. It's a guy that I posted not too long ago on my Twitter, and I cannot remember his name. Great singer, but actually became a comedian. And and it just reminded me that you can live so many lives that you want to live. And Richard Pryor is his name. And you can live
Okay.
He started off as a singer with a beautiful voice, but it just made him so nervous, debilitating like nervousness, and he found comfort in being a comedian. Who would have thought a man who sang so well, opened shows for Nina Simone, to turn around and become who he became? You can live as many lives as you want to. So I love you guys so much. Mean it.
Amen.
We're at the end of our show. I know we started a little late, but I hope that we made it up by giving you guys up until 11 o'clock hanging with you. I love you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Love y'all. Mean it. Later, Rebecca. Bubba has a conference call in like right now, and his boss is about to be calling him any minute. So again, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in and joining us this morning on Like It or Not. Shout out again to Javonte. Make sure that you go stream any and everywhere that you can and support our brother from another mother, man. Your affirmation for today is boom, boom, boom. I am confident. There we go. That's a good one. I am confident. Love y'all. Mean it. Y'all gonna be great today. And don't forget, Patron Party Friday. Come for the feels. Yeah, love it. I mean it. Powered by the night. Deuces, everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Let's keep it real, it'd be better if we just subtract the fake. Yeah, so be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel like disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say sticks and stones may break my bone, but your words